Thank you, Mr. Newman, and thank you, Mr. Faulkner.
The analysis is based on a different set of criteria than just what it might be if this was just a brand new use coming in. It's look at the fact that this is an area that has been zoned as commercial and has really not developed in the way that it was originally expected to grow as a commercial corridor, which would imply retail and restaurants and that type of thing. So the trucking company was actually fairly typical of this area. There's not a lot of in business on this stretch of Eastern Boulevard at all, but then you do have industrial up at the north end with, and then you have some institutional type buildings down toward the south end of the Eastern Boulevard. So it's a broader look at the area. What is the area suited for? What is its history, trend, and what's around it? There is some residential around it. It's fairly low density. All off to the east is outside the city limits. And the criteria is the proposed use in harmony with the area and not substantially injurious to the value of properties. And you know, with the building of the size that it is, it's going to be used for some type of heavy commercial. It's not suitable for light commercial, retail, anything like that. And the development history is there's just been really no change in this area for years. And the building that's there is fairly typical for the others on the street. And finally, the last finding that's required is that it will not adversely affect the health or safety of the public. I understand Mr. Davis's noise complaint is an issue, but frankly, it's one complaint in a large area that there's not very many people in, and the characteristics of the area support industrial use rather than no use or light commercial use.
Mr. Faulkner, is the recommendation then of the Development Department to approve this request?
It is.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Mr. Faulkner?
I do. I have one question. So, Pat, since they are extending the building, they're adding all of these bays on there, would they be required to put up some sort of landscaping screen, like between the parking and the road? And if so, can we ask them to make that some sort of evergreen screen, which would then in turn help with any kind of noises?
That could be introduced when the site plan is presented for that expansion. If you look at that picture, that aerial photograph, you can see that there's several acres of standing woods on the south end of that property.
Right, exactly, I see that. And they're not taking down any trees whatsoever, it looks like, to do the expansion. But I'm just thinking with, you know, with now having hardscape, we've got parking, additional parking, and the building, can we make an approval conditional that they include some evergreen screening between the parking and the street?
I think that would be an appropriate condition.
Put it in the motion.
Mr. Faulkner, question. The trucking business that operated out of that site, it's defunct, or is it still operating?
It's gone.
And it's been gone, if you know, about how long?
I
I'm sure
don't.
Mr. Davis may know, because didn't hear all those trucks coming in and out all the time.
No, I do not know.
Don't know how long it has been out of business. So it would be an increase in ambient sound in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And so sound mitigation of some kind, within reason, would be within our purview.
Yes.
Because, I'll be honest with you, I know, well, I'll save that for committee comments. Right now, I'm taking up your time. Are there any other questions for Mr. Faulkner? Thank you, Pat. All right. let's talk about it. Oh, yes, sir, if you would, come on up over here to the podium and we'll take your remarks. Please state your name and your address.
My name is Muhammad Gamil at 373 County Road 393 County Road 373 Tupelo. I have a business on the opposite side of the area where he's talking about. My question, he's talking about a trucking company. I am there almost 24 years. I haven't seen any trucking company you're talking about beside it attached to this area. You talk about trucking company, right?
Yes. There's a building and there are trucks and trailers on that property. Now, whether they've been operating or not, I don't know. But there's a photograph that does show the property and it does show out
What
there.
trucking company? What the name of it? Hmm? Yes.
Penske Trucking.
Yes, sir. Do you have any remarks on the application?
On the application, no, I have no remark. It's just
Okay.
it's this guy. Maybe I was talking about different area. That's what I was
Okay.
talking about.
But
But no, I'm really encouraging the area to be approved. It's good. Yeah. It's good for the whole entire area because this area is empty for ages and nothing used except like a little bit like farming. And I think this gonna have big impact on the whole entire area, like employments, activating the whole entire area economically, big revenue for the size of building he's talking about. I think it has a positive impact on the whole entire area, including my business also.
thank you for your
Thank you.
remarks,
Thank
sir.
you very
Does
much.
anyone have any questions? All right. So let's go back to committee. Thank you for your remarks, sir. Let's go back to committee discussion. I'll open up for any remarks anyone would like to make.
I think that if we require the evergreen screening between the new parking and the road, I think that that is certainly going to help mitigate noises and stuff coming out of there. It's not gonna mitigate, it's not gonna do away with it, but it'll certainly help to dampen some of that. And by it being evergreen, it'll be year round.
I came to this meeting after the presentation at our work session, absolutely of the opinion that this is a no-brainer for the city. We're talking about 25 to 50 jobs, and now that I've heard Mr. Davis's presentation, I have some concerns about the potential noise. And so I do think that two approaches may be possible. One, can we withhold action on this so that city personnel can have a discussion with the applicants about potential mitigation? It may be that it's not a legitimate worry because the nature of their operation won't create the kind of noise that would affect the Davises. On the flip side, there may be some mitigation efforts that can reasonably be made that we should have as a potential condition. I sleep like the dead. I don't wake up, noise doesn't bother me. My wife hears a dog licking 2 rooms over and wakes up. And so I understand that people react to noises in different ways. I think your point is well taken, Leslie. I don't know from the other members of the committee what your thoughts may be about how best we should approach this. Mr. Newman, do you have any
Yep.
suggestions?
I would encourage making the decision tonight. I know as Mr. Faulkner stated, the recommendation is approval. We certainly, the staff supports some contingencies there to mitigate the sound. I do certainly support some sound mitigation. I think, as Leslie pointed out, we can do that with appropriate landscaping barriers. I think that would be the appropriate way to do that. I can't imagine really any other alternatives to do it. I can't imagine any other alternative uses for the site. Just because it is an existing building, you know, it has been used as a trucking facility. I think this is the appropriate use for this particular site. I think with the appropriate architectural, landscaped buffering, I think we can make this work. And so I think if the committee so chose to make that a contingency, I give you the staff's word that we will see that through to fruition.
Any other remarks from anybody? All right, who wants to take a stab at a motion?
I think we better let Leslie go there.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Flux Variance 2602 with the condition that the owner developer install evergreen shrubs between the new parking and the road to help mitigate
May I
sound.
May I make a suggestion on your motion, or we can move forward with it? Can we request or condition approval on the applicant making reasonable noise mitigation efforts, whatever that may entail? Which is to say, it could be exactly what you suggest. It could involve additional insulation in the structure of the building itself. I don't wanna rule
Okay.
anything out by
I'll
just
put-
giving us, they need to be able to discuss it. It needs to be
Oh, so-
feasible for them to do,
Okay.
and the city needs to have the flexibility to be able to work with
Add
it.
the word in there at a minimum, to install evergreen shrubs between the road and the new parking to mitigate, tall enough to mitigate the sound.
That'll work.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
But Victor, I'm opposed.
Oh, okay. You are opposed.
Yeah,
Mr.
I-
Williams is
I-
marked as opposed.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
not.
opposed, and I'll explain, you know, and it's regrettable there may be noise, but I think for us to put a restriction when there's such, it's low density, there's not heavy residential, I just think that's a restriction that we're putting on progress, a vacant building, economic growth, so that's the reason I'm opposed.
Absolutely, and those are very valid concerns, Mark. Thank you. All right, so, Mr. Newman, would you please advise the applicant of next steps?
Yes, again, anyone who would like to make an appeal of this decision, the 3-day appeal period will begin tomorrow. Otherwise, Development Services staff will be in touch with the applicant to discuss next steps.
Thank you.
Can I ask something just kinda off the record there? That landscaping also goes toward the landscaping that they're required
Yes,
to do,
Right.
so.
it
okay.
does. It would go towards the required, towards their already required percentage of landscaping.
Great.
All right.
Count towards, rather.
Our next item on the agenda is RZ 26-01, parcels 079L-32-005-02, 079L-32-005-20, 2 or through 005-23 off of Locust Lane. This is a request to rezone agricultural open space to medium-density residential. Mr. Newman, Mr. Faulkner, have the surrounding property owners been notified?
Mr. Chairman, yes, the surrounding property owners have been notified. I've not received any responses. Not to say that we don't have anyone here to speak, I'm not completely certain, but yes, they have been notified.
Would the applicant or their representative please come to the podium, state your name, address, and present your request to the committee?
Good evening. My name's Dylan Speck. I live at 381 Willina Circle, Tupelo.
Thank you, sir.
We are coming before the committee tonight to request a rezoning of a portion of this land for the use of development.
Thank you, sir. If you'll hold on just a minute. Do any members of the committee have any questions for the applicant? All right, seeing none, you may have a seat, sir. Thank you. We will now open the public portion of the hearing for this application. Please try to hold your comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Is there anyone here to speak for or against this application? Please state your name and address when you come to the podium.
My name's Jeff McCord. I own the property just south of this property. I'm not against this. I just need to know a little bit more about it because it's going to affect my property also. Zoning's been changed from ag to residential, but I don't know what kind of residential.
It's medium-density residential is what it's being changed to, and there is a proposal to put a subdivision on that site, sir.
Has the city done any looking at the drainage to the property?
There have been discussions regarding drainage that we've been made aware of as part of the proposal.
Okay,
All we're talking about right now, though, is just strictly the rezoning. There's another one that we're gonna talk about in a few minutes that will have to do with the subdivision.
okay, all right, I
But
got
as
you.
far as the rezoning goes,
I don't have anything against the rezoning.
thank you, sir. Does
What was
anybody
your
have-
address, Mr.
I'm
McCoy?
sorry.
2046 Birmingham Ridge.
Hey, just for the record, can you
Yes.
show us on here which property you have interest in? Right here. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Which one, Tanner?
The large property. All right.
Would anybody else like to speak on this application? All right. This closes the public portion of this application review. We are now open for committee discussion. Does the Department of Development Services have a perspective on this application? Mr. Newman,
Yeah.
Mr. Faulkner?
Mr. Chairman, I'll take this one. This one, as far as strictly speaking on the rezoning, this one is pretty clear, cut and dry from the staff's point of view. This is a little over 25 acres. It's currently zoned agriculture open. The request is to rezone it medium-density residential. The property surrounding this lot, actually, part of this property is already zoned medium-density residential. It's currently split zoned. And so this request would be to rezone the portion that is currently zoned agriculture open to medium-density residential to zone all of the lot, that one zone, medium-density residential. The city's position is that that would be appropriate. That property, we have no objection to rezoning it medium-density residential for future development of medium-density development. So strictly on the rezoning, we are not opposed.
Anyone have any questions for Development Services? All right. Is there any further discussion or questions regarding this application?
I move that we approve.
All right. All right, we have a motion, Mr. Davis, second by Mr. Williams. All in favor of approval?
Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to recuse myself from the vote.
Okay, Mr. Lee.
Because of my real estate license.
Mr. Leak on the record has recused himself from participating in or voting on this request. Thank you, Mr. Leak. We have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the rezoning request? It passes. All right. Mr. Newman, could you please advise the applicant and any interested parties about their options?
Yes, so this particular application will require city council approval. This application will require a public hearing before the city council. That will likely be at the first meeting in April. So department staff will get with the applicant regarding that process, but look for a public hearing before city council, first meeting, and first Tuesday in April for public hearing for that rezoning. That'll be next steps on the rezoning.
All right, thank you. The next item on our agenda is MAJSUB 26-01, parcels 079L-32-005-02 and parcels 079L-32-005-20 to or through 005-23 off of Locust Lane. This is a request for a major subdivision off of Locust Lane with 80 lots. This may be a redundant question given the last one, but have the surrounding property owners been notified, Mr. Faulkner, Mr. Newman?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, they have.
Have we received any responses?
We have received some inquiries, to say the least, yes. But I think they're here to speak.
All right. And will the applicant representative please come to the podium, state your name, address, and present your request to the committee?
My name's Dylan Speck. I live at 381 Willena Circle, Tupelo, Mississippi.
Thank you, sir.
Kind of same statement as earlier, looking to develop this parcel into housing opportunities for the city of Tupelo.
All right. Questions from any members of the committee for the applicant?
Yeah, Victor, I guess I'd have a question. Has the city made you aware of the ingress, regress requirements with the number of lots?
Yes, sir.
And you believe your current use and how it's designed complies with that?
Based off of the meeting we had on February the 10th, I was under the impression that we are meeting the fire code and development code.
How can we be meeting that code if you have a road leading to nowhere?
I could see on paper how that would be hard to interpret. So there's a parcel that is in the process of being developed, or that we would be coming through off of West Wind neighborhood.
So have you made the purchase or a contract for that agreement?
For
where this road connects, so it's not a road going to nowhere?
we're in the process of getting that approved. Agreed.
So you're not there yet?
No, sir. I wouldn't say we have a formal written contract.
And
I,
then,
I'm sorry, Ms. Mark, you go right ahead, ma'am.
so, I have a question. There is a watershed ditch, pretty substantial, running right through 10 properties, 12 properties.
That was something that we will be addressing in our engineering.
Well, I mean, we're here to look at this major subdivision, and there's no way we can approve when you have homes potentially on top of a stream.
It would never be our intention, sir, to build homes on.
Well, that's what you
Straight.
show on the plan.
So in other words, we can't approve something just on the word of, without plans to show how that ditch is going to be handled and all of the watershed, as well as the second requirement for egress.
Putting a road over it.
A road over the ditch. Yeah,
I mean,
so-
apparently the road appears to run over the ditch. What's the plan for that?
They cross the ditch. I believe that ditch runs through Westwind neighborhood as well. Guess we would have a similar
Does
engineering
it,
there.
does it
So,
require Army Corps of Engineering approval?
to our understanding, yes. In our meeting earlier in February, we were told that the big roadblock to work through was getting fire truck access, and that we would be able to work through the blue lime stream issues. That was not the big issue at hand.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a
Yes,
statement?
go ahead, Mr.
The issue I see, and again, I'm basing strictly off what I'm seeing here and the comments I'm hearing, this fire access, if it's going through West Wind, and this is an if statement, if this section of West Wind is a platted subdivision and you're taking this fire access through West Wind, that would require replatting of West Wind, or at least that lot that's platted in West Wind, if that is the case, to run a street through a platted lot. That's a totally separate animal that you would be dealing with, and I'm just bringing that to everyone's attention here because that's the first I've heard of it.
It appears that there are several issues that we have to deal with, and this is fairly preliminary, and I'm sorry, it isn't comment time, it's questions for you time. I apologize, sir. Does anybody else on the committee have any questions for the applicants? Sir, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will now open the public portion of the hearing for this application. Please try to hold your comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Is there anyone here to speak for or against this application? Please state your name and address when you come to the podium. Yes, sir. If you would, please come on up.
Mark Utley Jr., 2480 Red Fox Lane, Hernando, Mississippi. So my father developed West Wind and Shady Oaks, and I'm currently building in Shady Oaks, the subdivision the gentleman's referring to about tying into. I'm working with Andy Hodges on the next phase, 34 lots in that final phase of Shady Oaks. And to my understanding, we've had no discussions with the applicant regarding them tying in to West Wind or Shady Oaks.
And so that section of West Wind has already been platted out, correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's my understanding. Yep.
And so that would require, this plan would require replatting sections of your subdivision in order for this subdivision plat to be approved.
Or for them to have to change this plat they're
Correct.
presenting to us
Correct.
to work harmoniously with what's already in the works.
Yes.
Is this a concern to you that is proceeding as you've heard here tonight?
It was news to me that they would be tying into with West Wind, which is now that back part of Shady Oaks. So yeah, I mean having one point of egress, like I guess they're playing shows tonight. I would think that would not be acceptable. It's my understanding. We're tying into Lauren Lane to create another point of egress. Through West Wind for Shady Oaks.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Utley?
I'm curious, did y'all receive notification?
We did.
on this?
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't see, so I got notification on the rezoning. I don't think I've seen
So
the subdivision plan, so this is my first look at it.
And so this is the first that you've heard that they're gonna access through your subdivision?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. That's all I
Thank you,
had.
sir. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time. You may have a seat. Do we have any other speakers on the question, on the application? Mr. McCord, you want another bite at the apple? All right.
I'm not against it.
Well, it's not about being against, it's not about
Well,
being against any person.
I guess I do have a question, if the applicant would come back up about this road apparently to nowhere. About what, that, does, there's, I'm just trying to figure out what your plan is for that road.
So we talked with Andy. I'm sorry that you weren't notified. One of our partners talked with Andy, and sorry for that you not being notified. But our plan would be, I may have spoke wrongly, but there's a lift station in West Wind that we would be tying into, and there's already an easement through that this one of the lots in the West Wind neighborhood where we could access, that touches our property from a road that would allow fire trucks to enter in from the backside of our property, and we would build that road to the fire apparatus specifications.
Look, I know I was not a part of these conversations, so I apologize again. I'm getting a lot of this information tonight for the first time. But there is a way to do this and a way to get these things done. And so regardless, of what happens here tonight and what vote the committee makes, I look forward to sitting down with you and coming up with something that will work. But clearly there are things about this plan that are not going to work. So.
All right. Does anyone else have any follow-up questions for the applicant? Sir, thank you. Appreciate you. Please have a seat. Anybody else want to comment publicly? Going once, going twice, going thrice? This closes the public portion of this application review. We are now open for committee discussion. Does the Department of Development Services have a perspective on this application? Mr. Faulkner, Mr. Newman?
Mr. Chairman, this application will need to be either denied or tabled, and I think we need to get a legal interpretation on whether it needs to be denied or tabled. Clearly, it cannot be approved. I mean, that's a given. If they deny the application, are there any limitations on coming back with a updated or plat that's approvable, Mr. Logan? Or can they deny the application and then come back with a application that's approved? Well,
May I take a stab at it?
please.
Well, the meeting that we left, that I was in, and Fire Marshal School was in, and I think Public Works Director was in, and our Chief Building Officer, the folks that were there were told that they had to have this. So they went and redrew it, and of course Dylan's been tasked with relating this argument, but there was an engineer in there, a PE, and also I guess who you work for, ICM. ICM, they had a representative from ICM in there, and we told them what they needed. I would say, and I think the owner of the property was there, and so they need to relick this and come back with a plan that's gonna work. And if you could table it, because I think if you turn it down, you may have some impact on being able to bring it back.
Well, and I guess my take on it was if it's denied, it can be resubmitted with a new plat.
Not for a year.
It's a
No,
year
I got it.
wait.
So there is a time limit, that's
Yeah,
why.
but we've come up with, this has come up before, it's a year wait if
Then
our
I don't think that
interpretation's
would be
right.
beneficial, or, it can be fixed, it's fixable, changes have to be made. I don't think anybody on the committee,
Before we do that, I would like confirmation from the applicant that you, some type of confirmation, head nod, that that's their wish, or that they feel comfortable, confident
I think that's fair.
that's going to happen. I don't want us just to say, hey, yes, we're gonna table this, and then they're gonna come back with that. Because I think that is absolutely fair for the committee to do in good faith, but I would like confirmation that that's.
exactly is the question?
Yes, sir.
that if we table this, that we'll sit down with the applicant, with the developer, with the department staff, and come up with a reasonable solution that will work with the code.
There's two options, as I understand it, having heard from Legal and Development Services and fellow members of the committee. One is, we act on your application tonight, and it appears that it's gonna be denied. That blocks you guys out for a full year from representing this. Option number two is the matter is tabled. Basically, we're gonna push it down the road a little bit and allow everyone involved in this to communicate with one another and get it up to snuff. So that if it's represented, this committee might be in a more favorable posture depending on what you bring back.
Let's work together this next month and come up with a plat that will work.
Well, we would like to know from you, do you want it denied? Do you want it tabled?
I would appreciate the opportunity for this to be tabled.
Thank you, sir.
And Dylan, did you have a comment about the developer?
So I just wanted, Mr. Logan, just on the record that ICM is not involved with this development.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I would also suggest that we're gonna probably table it, and you're gonna come back, that it's also thought about to the adjacent thing, there's no flood issues to adjacent property owners.
Appreciate that comment. Thank you.
Question for development services from me. Tabling requires this to be represented on a month-to-month basis, or in our motion, do we need to state specifically a period of time?
Yeah, it will be presented, it'll be on the table each agenda until it's taken off.
Fair enough. And then we'll depend upon you to let us know whether it's right or not.
Yes, sir.
Do we need to note in the motion to table that they need to come back with things specific, or just they're gonna come back with a city-approved?
I would say that it need, I would ask that it be approved by the design review
A
committee
blanket.
upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, but that it's gone through the review committee process, on the third floor, and that it's been approved by the fire department, public works, water and light, through the routine design review committee process. And then once it reaches you, all of those questions have been answered, which we should be, as long as the applicant works with us, that's something that should not take the
Is
next
that
month.
inherent in tabling, or do we need to state it expressly?
Let's state it in this motion so that there's no questions.
Yes, sir. And what we're talking about is
Do you
tabling.
wanna do it or me?
That's fine, that's fine.
I was gonna ask one more question of development services. What we're talking about then is tabling the matter on, with the condition that the applicant meet with and receive from the city all normal approvals and engage in whatever process is necessary as required by the city to represent the matter. Something along those lines?
Plan review approval.
Plan
Plan,
review
not
approval.
design, plan.
Yeah, plan review, excuse me.
Fair enough.
Okay, I move that we table, this item and, pursuant to the, developer meeting the plan review guidelines from the development department before they submit or represent to us.
We have a motion by Mr. Davis. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
By Ms. Hadley. All in favor of tabling the matter? Oh, Mr. Leak, I'm sorry. Let me get on the record. Mr. Leak is recusing himself from this matter and took no part in the consideration or discussion of, and is not voting on this matter. Thank you, Mr. Leak. With that having been said, all in favor? The matter is tabled. Mr. Newman, would you please advise the applicant or get with the applicant and advise them of next steps with development services?
Yeah, we will move forward, as I stated earlier, with the rezoning, so we'll proceed with that first meeting in, with the city council in April. But let's get together the next 2 or 3 days, and get together on the plat, on the subdivision plat.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Mr.
Thank you for being here. The city council will review our decisions, and Mr. Newman will report back their findings at our next meeting. Mr. Newman or Mr. Faulkner, do we currently have applications for the next meeting? We got at least one.
Yeah, we've got at least one, so let's go ahead and plan a
We got
work
this one.
session.
All right. If so, our work set, has everybody liked Thursdays? Is that working better than Mondays? Or worse?
Scott's down there with a no.
I have ball games and stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so Monday's better for me.
Monday's better for you. Okay, I had put April 2nd tentatively. That would be Monday, March 30th. I will not be there. I will be in trial in Aberdeen.
I'll be there.
All right, so our
Everybody
next work session will be March 30, 2026, and the public meeting will be April 6, 2026. Does this work for the members of the committee?
My calendar says April sixth is Easter Monday. I don't really know what that means. Is that a holiday?
Is that a holiday for the city? I know it's
Good
right.
Friday is.
Good Friday is.
Good Friday, but not Easter Monday, okay.
I'll be out of town March 30th.
Okay, I will be too. I'll read the packet.
We'll carry on without it.
You guys are great. You guys are greater with that one. I would like to thank everyone for your cooperation tonight. Are there any other comments or discussions? Hearing none. Mr. Faulkner, do you have anything for the committee? No? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
I'm gonna give it to Leslie because she is so adamant about it. Patty, you can second.
I'll second that motion.
Everybody, thank you for your patience and perseverance, and have a great night.
I must
Thank you,
admit,
you
this
guys
is
too.
probably one of our longest.
This is one of our longer ones.
Good work.
Wow.
But Victor, thank you
job.
for handling the realm.
Yes.